2 years ago, I had it all. A full-time job as a videographer, my own apartment, walking distance to the beach, and a plan for my future. Now, I don't even have a home. I googled that word and yeah, that's me now. Which is strange, because my mom loves to remind me how much I loved spending time in the house as a kid. When I was 8, my family moved from Italy to Uruguay. New language, new culture, new everything. And even though I stayed there for 10 years, something shifted in me. I no longer had one home. I would never feel 100% from a single place again. And that feeling has stayed with me ever since. A year after graduating with my degree in 2019, specializing in videography, I was still stuck in London during the pandemic. The bar where I worked reopened, but the city felt muted. London was no longer the vibrant place I'd moved to in 2015. I remember I wanted to leave, but I didn't know where to go. My priority was clear: become a full-time videographer. That summer, I applied for dozens of jobs across London and Europe. I got rejection after rejection after rejection, 26 times in total. Until one day, a software startup in southern Spain reached out. They gave me a test. Make a short ad for our service with whatever equipment you own. 30 seconds max. I ended up making this.
Hey you! Do you want product information management made easy? Yeah. Just go to...
I mispronounced their name, I goofed around behind a fake desk on a fake white background, and somehow, it changed my life. They hired me. That job launched me into the professional world, and I'll always be grateful for it. I moved to Spain, I could finally afford to rent my own apartment, I went to the beach every week, I was making a living doing what I loved, enjoying a kind of freedom I'd never had before. The first 2 years were incredible. I traveled, visited my family in Italy and Uruguay, hosted my sister, my mom, my dad, my friends. I loved my coworkers. I loved my little apartment in the city center. I'd found stability, but something inside me started to grow. A restlessness I tried to ignore. And it kept getting louder. By the end of summer 2022, my body started sending me signals. Intense heartburn, no matter what I ate. I'm obsessed with health. I eat clean, I exercise, sleep well, don't drink or smoke. What was this happening? I saw doctors, got every test possible, everything came back fine. Eventually I realized it might not be my body. It might be my mind. It wasn't my job's fault exactly, but I'd lost balance. I thought about work during my time off. I felt my trips were too short. I wanted more freedom, more exploration. I wanted therapy for the first time, to approach what could be another big transition. By June 2023, I saw an opening for videographers on a cruise ship. I thought this could be the start. 2 months later, I said goodbye to my life in Malaga, my friends, my stability. So, highlights of my time here at Blitix? Probably the free lunch. Yeah, the free lunch was alright. I'm joking. It's been an absolute pleasure being your videographer. Once again, I left the place behind with no idea what was next. And I felt alive. That mix of excitement and fear that's been with me since I was a kid. I spent 70 days on a cruise ship. I no longer had my own home, and yes, I missed it. But some weights lifted off my shoulders. Felt like my life was fully in my hands. I won't go into the cruise ship details here. That's for my next video. But I will say this. Being nomadic has been one of the biggest periods of growth in my life. I've learned that stability doesn't have to mean a long-term job or a permanent address. Real stability is inside you, and if you can't find it, you can stay steady in the most unstable situations. I've been scared. So scared. But I've also been given incredible gifts. Finding love in an unexpected place, reuniting with my full core family after 7 years, seeing more of the world than I ever imagined, and most importantly, feeling alive. If you've made it this far, I wanted to thank you for living through the journey until the end. You don't know how happy that makes me. Right now I'm in New Zealand, just as you saw, with a working holiday visa, and during my 2 years of traveling, I have moments when I slow down a bit. I sort of settle momentarily to recharge, save some money, and get my energy back, because being on the move all the time can be exhausting. I know at some point I'll want a permanent home again, but there are still some places I've dreamed of seeing, and I'm not done chasing them. The fears of not having a home are still with me, and probably will stay with me until I settle finally. But I know that once I do that as well, there'll be new fears waiting for me. And like I said in the last video, the important thing is to not let them take control of you. I also wanted to clarify that leaving your job and just drastically changing your life isn't necessarily the solution to anxiety. If anything, it might add even more. I felt that was the right thing to do for me at that time. I had no strings attached, no one to care but myself, and being a nomad was always something that was on my mind to experiment. So I did that, and I felt it helped. But the real work actually happens inside of you, and I could have done it staying there, or I could have done it from anywhere in any situation. I'd love to know how you deal with your own anxieties. If you're brave enough, share it in the comments. If not, I'm happy to receive a private message or whatever. This was my story in a nutshell. I'd love to know yours, and see you in the next video.